Average job gets around 250 applicants, but only 4 to 6 candidates will be invited to interview. That's according to the online career platform Glassdoor, which means that's just about a 2% interview rate. It makes it that much harder to land a job these days. So the question is, will AI hire you or replace you? Here now to discuss is Jessica Kriegel, Chief Strategy Officer at Culture Partners. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So let's start with those employers. Why are they using AI to screen candidates, to even, I'm hearing, interview candidates? Because like in the end, it's going to be an actual person who has to sit next to you at the office.
Yes, certainly, or maybe not, depending on the future of AI and work. I mean, I worked for an applicant tracking system back in 2008 now. We were already using AI to screen candidates based on keywords and what their qualifications were. So the screening part isn't new. I think what's new is that the candidates are now using those same AI tools to develop their resume, to send in their cover letter, to use agents to mass apply to as many jobs as possible. So it's become a little bit less efficient than it was before. I think AI will solve this problem because AI is all about creating more efficiencies. So this is probably a short-term problem.
We played that TikToker. I don't know if there's a clip later of her being like, and now I'm in a job, right? Or she's still just applying. Who's winning in a bot versus bot scenario?
You know, it's funny. I don't know is the answer, but we're living in a world in which data is the new oil and AI is the new refinery. So to continue the metaphor, the raw materials are the resumes and the cover letters and even the interviews that you see. Companies are now doing their first initial interviews through AI, which candidates are actually, I've heard, getting quite resentful about that. They're feeling like, well, this is a two-way street. I have to choose you. And if you're making me jump through AI hoops in order to just get to the first step, well, do I really want to work for a company like that? It's something employers need to consider.
Wait, does this mean they're chatting back and forth in an interview, or is there an avatar? Like, are they talking to screens? Help me out here. I've missed this. I'm working, fingers crossed.
They're actually sending in video recordings. They're having conversations with AI bots in order to pass that first screening step, as opposed to the way it used to be where the recruiter would have the first call. And if you passed that test, you'd go to the hiring manager. It's a whole different world now.
I want to share what Vice President J.D. Vance said about AI's impact on jobs. This was just yesterday.
There's a lot of talk about how AI is going to destroy everybody's job. I actually don't see the evidence of that. I think it's going to lead to a boom in construction jobs. I think we're going to be able to do things that we weren't able to do before. And there might be some disruptions, but fundamentally when it comes to jobs, we ought to be focused on the ways in which AI is going to create great productivity and great new economic opportunities.
64% of Americans basically believe there are going to be fewer jobs in the next 2 years because of AI. I was hearing so much in the kind of LinkedIn world about what it's like for entry-level people. Do you think we're at a tipping point right now where we're losing jobs?
You know, I've said this before. Anyone who says they know what the future of AI is, they are selling something or they have an agenda. I think college grads right now are having a harder time than average finding work because their job is typically something that we've already figured out AI can replace. The only thing that you can do right now to differentiate is to have that human touch, write a hand-person note, ask for a referral.
That's but do you hand it to the AI bot? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, you're never going to get that chance.
You know what? We're actually going to probably go back to the days where you ask your dad to introduce you to someone to get a job, which can be actually problematic for the problem of equity, right? I mean, we're going to go backwards with some of the progress that we have made when it comes to job screening because of that.
Jessica Kriegel's Chief Strategy Officer at Culture Partners. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.